Okay, I'm going to start by just finding the banana model in Asset Studio. So I'm going to go to, where did I put it? Go into here and we're going to load the resources. And then just go here, search for banana. Then that is a texture. I want the mesh. So I'll just look through all of them until I can find it. Oh, I think it was called default. And it was a mesh. So it's one of these. This one. So the path ID is 3087. We'll need to remember that. So in the game files, we can look here, right click on the exe properties, and details, it will say the version is 2021 3.5. So I'll need to install that one. And this is close enough, basically. Like as long as the numbers are pretty close, it's fine. So I'm just going to get this one. And I'll just pause until it finishes installing. So now it's finished installing, and I'll go to projects and I'll make a new project. It needs to be 3D, and I'll just call it universe sandbox model or mesh override. And you want to make sure that the version of Unity that you use is the one that's for the game. So in this case it's 2021. And then you just wait for it to start up. And I'll pause while this thing's loading too. Okay, so now the project is loaded in, and I need to take the model that I want to use. In this case I just prepared like some random shape thing that I colored green. It's just for an example. So what you can do is you can export it as an FBX, this, and I'll save it to the same folder. I'll just put it here, and I'll call it random green thing, and then go into here, and then you can grab it from here and drag it in. That will import it, and you can drag it out here, and see it isn't really green. I'm not really sure why. But instead of doing that, what I could also do is delete it and then save this blender thing as a .blend. Put it into here. Same thing. And then when I go into the folder, not that one, the folder I was putting everything else in, I need to set this to open with Blender. So open with, and then I have to find Blender, which for me I installed through Steam, so I need to go to my Steam directory and then find it in there. So I'll just go to this one and then go to Blender and then just select blender.exe. Because in order for Unity to recognize the blend files, you need to set the Blender to be the default way to open Blender files. So this one's still showing up green. That's good. And then in Unity, I can just drag this file in and we'll import it. Still doesn't seem green, which is kind of weird. I'll delete this one. Oops. Did it again. So I can set it to this, and it still doesn't work. But you can figure it out. If you can get the materials to load in here, it will probably work. I haven't really completely figured out how to get that to work 100% of the time. But then you do build settings, and then you do build, and I'll just put it right in here. And I'll just pause it while this is loading. Oh wait, no, it seems to be going pretty quick. Okay, so then we get this all, and what we can do is go into this data folder, and we have a shared assets, and what we can do is, I don't think that uabe works for this version, but ueba does work. uabea does work. I need to close some of these folders so that I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, it's here. So I'll go to the uabe folder, uabea, and I'll run the exe. And I think, can I just drag it in? No, I have to open it. So I'll go to, I'll have to go to the actual folder for that I exported it to. I don't remember where I put it. Let me see where it went. I'll just re-export it into the place that I was doing it. Just do it here. Okay, so now it is actually there. And so we can import it through the folder that I put it in. So you just want to choose the shared assets 0, and then select the one that's closest to the version if it gives you this. It might not, depending on the version. And then you can find your shape. I think this is the one I used, but you can check using Asset Studio. Just load file, and then also I want to remember what this path ID is, so I'm just going to screenshot it and leave it here, because that will be important. And then we can load in our mod. And it didn't work for some of them, seems. But I don't think it failed for the one that we need. Okay, well, it doesn't seem to work for that, but it's probably this one, because the name of the thing in Blender was icosphere, and this is called icosphere, and it has a definitely different path ID than all the other ones, so it's probably this. So we do is export dump, and put that into here. So this is just the information about that object, I guess. So if we go into the folder, not this one, this one, go back to it, we have the dump file here, and if we control F for .ress, this is the file that it's looking for the actual model inside of. But I'm just going to rename it to modded.assets.ress, and then in the actual data here, I'm going to make a copy of this one and call it the same thing that I changed the name to, because what I'm going to do is move this file into the actual games file. So if we go into here, we have like the shared assets 0, so we couldn't keep that name, but we move this modded one in, so we have more resources. And then we save this one, and then if we go into, if we open, well, we want to do this with a copy of the thing, but this is a copy of it. So open the resources of the actual game. And then we find this path ID, 3087. Path, okay, I can't even see it. 3087. This one, because it's default. And then what we do is import dump. Oh, I just clicked remove. That's bad. I'm going to say no because I accidentally misclicked. So import dump, and then we're going to take it from this dump. So now that's imported, and we'll click file save, and we have this new resources.assets. This we want to put into the actual game, so this one, and then we'll replace it. Oh, I need to go to the actual game and put it into this one. I think that worked. So now, I did move the modified assets in. Okay. So ideally, if I did it all right, when I play the game, and if I make a banana, it will have a different model. So, go to this, click banana. It hasn't changed here because it has a texture somewhere else that you'd have to change if you wanted to change that. But now if we click on banana, where did it go? But you can look here, and it has our shape. It looks like it put the banana texture onto it. You can probably avoid that by putting another texture onto it, but it probably just assumed that it should put the banana texture onto it, but it is a different shape, and it is one that we created, not one from somewhere else in the game.